Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're reacting to what happens if the moon crashes into Earth. I mean, it's the end. That's all I gotta say. But let's just watch to get some more insights on this. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and recommend me more videos to react to. And yeah, let's watch.
Today, we are answering an age-old, very scientific and important question. What if the moon crashes into Earth? It's more interesting and weird than you probably think. Let's start with the basics. Why isn't the moon on its way to crash into us already?
It sounds so basic, but like so hard. I don't know.
We
how
know
to
that
say it.
Earth's gravity pulls everything towards it, including the moon, but somehow it stays up, as if suspended by some opposite force. But there is no other force countering gravity. Instead, the trick to staying up is a sideways motion that we call an orbit. You see orbits every day. When you throw a ball, it makes a tiny little orbit. The only difference between the ball's orbit and the moon's is that the ball eventually hits the ground. Basically, the reason is speed. If you could throw your ball fast enough, it would bend around the world and come back to you. If there were no air slowing it down, it could orbit forever. And this is what the moon does, falling sideways around Earth very fast with no air slowing it down, orbiting Earth every 27 days at 3,600 kilometers an hour. So, for the moon to just stop in its orbit and plummet to the Earth would break more laws of physics than we have time to explain. So, how do we crash it into Earth?
Ooh, I got a good idea, bro. I got some good. Yo, this is so crazy. I feel like science is like it's like Roblox, that creative mode. Because bro, this is funny. Like, if it's that simple, then all you need is something way bigger and stronger than the moon to smash into, like a huge baseball bat that's too big, like just really big, and you need someone to swing it. Not someone, just like you just need to like push the moon. That's all you need to do, and then it'll fall on Earth. That's kind of what I see. Because if there's no air to stop it from coming down to Earth, the gravity will get even stronger when it nears Earth. So good stuff. That means you could do it that way. Or, I was just wondering, like, that means people can make their own moon. They just need to put up a huge ball up there that will also keep revolving. But like, the only thing is, like, the moon would crash into it because it also rotates. But I feel like they could put their own moon up if that's the case. There's no air up there. They can replicate
to change
the
an
moon.
object's orbit, you need to change its speed, which changes where gravity takes it. But even small changes require enormous forces, which is why all the large objects in the solar system are so stable nowadays. According to science, the moon is big and very massive. Even igniting billions of rocket engines all over its surface would barely move the moon. It looks like nothing short of magic will make the moon fall, so we'll use a magic spell that slows down the moon so much that it changes its orbit and spirals towards Earth. To get the most from the experience,
That's not fair.
the moon will take exactly 1 year before it hits Earth. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Magic.
Hey, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Month
You can't
1.
do that.
For the first few days, nothing really changes. The moon gets a tiny bit brighter and scientists get confused, but the rest of us don't notice anything different. The only noticeable real effect of the moon on the Earth are the tides. Tides exist because while Earth pulls on the moon's gravity pulls back on the Earth. Since the strength of gravity gets weaker with distance, different parts of the Earth feel a slightly different pull, which causes the Earth, especially the oceans, to bulge when the moon is above them and contract a little on the sides when it's not.
Oh, wow.
As Earth rotates every day underneath the moon's influence fluctuates, causing the water level of the oceans to rise and fall by about half a meter twice a day.
No, I didn't even know this.
But with the moon drawing ever closer, high tide gets higher every day. At first barely noticeable, within a month the moon has covered half the distance to the Earth and ocean tides have grown to 4 meters. Every day high tide comes and waves flood coastal cities. And there's no end in sight. With the moon drawing ever closer, tides rise ever higher, inundating another city and more inhabited land with salty water every day.
Shit, I didn't even like think it was like that. First of all, you're all gonna die if that happens. Second of all, no, this is kind of funny because the moon. I never really like gave credit to the moon. You know, it's like Earth like steals all the credit because we live on it. But the moon, I see what the moon is doing, to be honest. But with all these tides and all that, and we can't shoot down the moon because there's nothing as strong as a planet that humans have made so far. I don't know, even nuclear bombs wouldn't stop it. Man, let's just keep watching. I'm
Month 2.
confused.
By the end of month 2, the moon has covered 2/3 of the distance to Earth, and global infrastructure is crumbling as tides rise above 10 meters, displacing up to 1 billion people who happen to live near the coastlines.
So
As
they're all
ports become inoperable, shipping grinds to a halt. Not only will it slow down the delivery of Kurzgesagt products, but also less exciting things like food. Global communications fall into disarray. 95% of the internet is carried by ocean-crossing cables, and while these largely don't mind the water, their terminals on land do.
No, that means you guys can't
Living
watch
inland doesn't
AjibuReacts.
guarantee safety either. Tidal bores cause rivers to flow backwards, carrying salt water to contaminate surface and groundwater supplies. Gas shortages follow as oil refineries near the coast are abandoned. Countries
means
are
you gotta
left
live
with
in
the
the
supplies
desert.
they had on their shelves, and strict rationing will begin. In the cities, chaos reigns during the scavenging hours of low tide, while survivors take refuge in high-rises when the water returns.
That's nice.
Month 3. 3
Okay,
months
let's
in,
see.
and the moon is close enough to disrupt communication and navigation satellites. While it's normally far too distant for its gravity to cause any major problems for our satellites, the closer it gets, the more warped their orbits become. As their fuel for orbital corrections runs out, satellites careen out of control. Months 4 and 5. On Earth, the tides are rapidly growing to about 30 meters and will be reaching 100 meters in height in a few short weeks.
Oh, I'm surprised they're not
At low
dead.
tide, the ocean recedes hundreds of kilometers, exposing the continental shelf like vast deserts, while at high tide, walls of water drown agriculture, houses, and skyscrapers. And now, almost 5 months in, the apocalypse has finished its warm-up act. Since the oceans are on average only 3 kilometers deep, the tides have reached their maximum. Up until now, the water in the oceans could flow, absorbing most of the moon's gravitational squeezing, but now the Earth itself is really feeling the squeeze of the ever-approaching moon. These aren't so much tides of water, but tides of rock. The squeezing of the planet combined with the weight of quintillions of tons of water.
Yo, I didn't know the moon was this broken. What? Damn, that moon could blackmail Earth and be like, bro, like, stop playing with me, bro. I'm dangerous. Like, it's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I mean, I feel like that could be the case with any big like asteroid, honestly. Man, these guys better stop talking about like, oh, we're gonna bomb this country. Like, bro, start thinking about shooting down the moon if it ever comes down, you know? Yeah. it's
Sloshing
crazy,
on
though.
and off the tectonic plates creates enormous stresses below and begins to cause earthquakes of increasing magnitude and intensity. It's impossible to say how serious these earthquakes might be or where they occur, but like a child jumping on their bed until it breaks, no good can come of it. Strong tidal forces lead to volcanism on other planets and moons. On Earth, squeezing the planet disrupts the magma reservoirs inside the crust, triggering sizable climate-altering eruptions in Chile, New Zealand, Yellowstone, and elsewhere.
Oh, that
Meanwhile,
huge Yellowstone
watching
volcano
patiently above
erupts.
is the moon. Still no bigger in the sky than a small cloud. Within 75,000 kilometers of Earth, it is bright enough to illuminate the night sky like twilight. Months
Damn.
6 and 7.
Yo, bro,
After
what
half
if the
a year,
moon goes
the
back
moon
at
is
that
entering a
point?
space once occupied by geosynchronous satellites, where it orbits Earth every 24
Ooh,
hours.
yo, I just came up with a good idea of what I just said over there. If the moon goes back, yo, I feel like the moon I don't know. I'm treating the moon like it's a person right now, but like listen up. If the moon did this and like came us close, but like not to the point where it like just like obliterates Earth. It just comes to the point. It just comes down. It's like close. It gets close enough, and then all these people die. All the buildings flow, and then it goes up again. I know that breaks all the rules of like science or whatever. I mean, he did that too. He gave the moon magic. So I'm giving this moon human traits. So like it comes as close, kills off everybody with that water, and then goes back up. Cause bro, that's crazy. That means all life, like not all life, but like at least 90% of the life is gone on Earth. Cause like there's a flood everywhere. In like total would be like, I'd give total like less than 50 million people if this happened.
It appears to float at one spot in the sky, unmoving, cycling through a full set of phases every day, but only visible to half the planet. With the moon stationary above the Earth, the tides seem to freeze in place. Half the world flooded, half with its water seemingly returned to the sea, as if Earth is holding its breath to prepare for the worst. As the moon sinks further, you might wonder if its gravity would overpower Earth's, pulling you up and ending your misery. Fortunately not. The Earth's surface gravity is about 6 times stronger than the moon's, so even if the moon were hovering right on top of you, you would still stay on the ground.
Oh wow.
On the moon, things are different though. The near side of the moon is more strongly affected by Earth's gravity, so during the next few months, it starts to stretch forward towards the Earth into something of an egg, triggering deep moonquakes as the lunar rock flexes and changes shape. Though barely noticeable now, this squish will grow to hundreds of kilometers in a matter of months.
It's about to
Months
become a
8
bullet.
to 11. At this point, the apocalypse has arrived, and we can summarize the months before the crash as everybody left has a really bad time. The tides sweeping over the Earth slow down and then reverse their direction because the moon now orbits Earth faster than it rotates. The planet will experience an abundance of earthquakes and volcanism. Massive amounts of volcanic aerosols rise high into the stratosphere, shiny enough to reflect sunlight back into space. What little light gets through is rust red and is periodically diminished by daily.
It's crazy, bro. I can feel it. I could feel that suspense. Whew. Yeah, definitely don't want to be on Earth when this happens.
Eclipses. The result is a rapid global cooling with acid rains and summer snows killing even the hardiest plants. The clock runs out on civilization. Billions have perished while an X-shaped moon is still drawing closer. Let's get ready for the grand finale. Month 12. Finally, at the end of the year, the moon has reached the Roche limit. That's the point where Earth's gravitational pull on the moon is stronger than the moon's own gravity. Things on the lunar surface start falling towards Earth, and by the time it crosses 10,000 kilometers, the entire moon disintegrates into rubble, smearing itself into a massive ring system around the Earth. Fortunately, the moon's disintegration means the misery on Earth has ended. No moon means the general apocalyptic nature of things comes to a halt. The oceans recede, flowing off the land one last time. Any survivors are treated to a view of tremendous arches spanning the sky, glimmering in the sunlight, illuminating the night sky more brilliantly than any full moon ever could, while meteor showers of moon dust fill the sky. It's hard to say what happens next, but the tranquility may be short-lived.
Yo, this is cool. Yo, this is actually cool. Like, you know, as long as I survive. Oh, this is cool. But I thought the moon was just like gonna become like a little egg shape, like a bullet, and then just go and slam into Earth. Not the ending I wanted, to be honest. But it is what it is. You feel me? This is not bad either.
Too much moon dust rains down, friction heats the atmosphere, possibly boiling the oceans. If not, the enormous shadows cast by the rings, combined with all the volcanic and meteoric aerosols, block even more sunlight, and a period of runaway cooling could begin that freezes much of Earth's surface solid.
Oh wow.
In any case, at some point, people will emerge again. from submarines or bunkers or mountain tops. They will not have a great time before rebuilding civilization, and their success is not guaranteed.
You bet.
But at least they'll be trying to do so with beautiful rings in the sky.
Oh, that's nice, but the music is kind of dark.
How do you calculate that sort of thing? Well, you just need a bit of insanity and some maths. If you need to brush up on the latter, our friends from Brilliant are the perfect coaches to turn.
Well, this is new. I just maybe let's not destroy the Earth right now. I mean, let's not crash the moon yet. I think I want to see the moon again sometime soon. So let's not crash it for now. But I would if I was gonna survive in the end. So, you know, I'm just saying I'm a little. That's a bit bad, but it's whatever. We get to see beautiful rings. But yeah, you need magic for that, man. All right, if you made it this far, thank you and have a nice day.